Hello everyone, welcome to Trendy Tuesday for Spiegel Mom's Scraps. I am here today to do a scrap lift of the beautiful Kelly Barron, who is our guest designer for the month of October, and that is the layout I'm trying to scrap lift. I will be doing a traveler's notebook insert today, and I am working with my Secret Not Secret Kit Club from September. This is a kind of a new kit club that a fellow sparkler, Christina, has created, and it's very inclusive and it's a lot of fun. So I am still working through some of my new products with that, and I'm going to help create it's going to help me create my insert today. So I'm going to start by just doing the 3 strips of paper that I saw in the layout of Kelly's original layout there. And I'm going to use this pretty piece of pattern paper that says on it what matters most. I really loved this paper, and I thought it would work really well for kind of what I'm trying to do within this spread, talking about how this particular day I had done a whole bunch of cleaning, and afterwards all I wanted to do was sit with my kids and watch them play and eat cookie dough. So pretty fun and lighthearted layout going on here, but I really thought that this paper would work well for it. So you can see I'm just trying to get them all lined up. There's some colors in the what matters most wording that I was trying to get rid of, and I messed it up and it didn't work. But you know what, in the end you're not going to notice the colors because of the second pattern that I add from it, which is from Paige Evans, her very first line. It's that really fun polka dot paper that reminds me of a celebration. It's perfect for birthday layouts, I find. I'm going to use that because it mixed really well, and it kind of had all the same colors that the words had in that paper. And then of course for the third piece of paper, just the back side with the pink diagonal stripe, which is really pretty, and I like that as well. So that is going to do it for what my pattern paper is. Super easy. And at this point, I wasn't exactly sure that I was doing a traveler's notebook spread. I was actually thinking about doing a layout. But when I realized it actually fits perfectly the size that I had cut into a traveler's notebook, I just had to do it. So I'm going to work in the one that I'm using that is documenting my life as a 30-year-old. I turned 30 this year, and I've been not all of the stories, but some of the stories that I would like to remember. I think that maybe Nora or Jackson would like to know about me in my 30s is kind of what I'm documenting. And to kind of give every single paper a little bit of definition and difference, I am going to just trace the outline. I'm just going to outline every little piece there. And I think that really helps kind of define each piece of pattern paper. Even though some of it gets layered and you don't see it all, you can still kind of tell that it was meant to be like that. So I'm pretty proud with the way that turned out. And after layering that all in and getting it taped down, which was the really easy part, the rest of my layout actually just kind of flies together. Working in a traveler's notebook is really fast for me, which is why I like it, because I'm such a slow scrapbooker normally. And sometimes when I don't really have the mojo to do a full layout, or it's just not working for me, I find going to my traveler's notebook and creating a layout really helps. It gets my juices flowing, and then normally the layout I make right after working in a traveler's notebook I love, because I've gotten through whatever problem I had, whatever block I had has been used up while trying to think about my traveler's notebook spread. So I really love and appreciate that about my traveler's notebooks and working through them. So I know I want to back this photo with something. I'm not sure that I want to completely trace it or what I want to do. I do end up doing that, however. I just take a piece of white cardstock and use that as just a little light layer. And then I'm going to use a tag that I had cut for another project, and that's going to go behind it. I'm also using this cut apart sheet from the Glitter Girl collection, and I'm going to use the one that says think positive and different is good, because it's eating cookie dough is very much like a child-like thing to do. I definitely used to do that as a child, and so doing it as an adult just kind of makes me feel I don't know, it's kind of nostalgic. I remember eating cookie dough when I was little, and I don't do it very often, but this summer I happened to buy just a little package of. And so on this particular day, I had cleaned my entire house, and I was so proud of myself. So my reward was getting to eat a little bit of this cookie dough. So I need to apologize if you can hear Nora whining. This poor little girl is teething, and it's starting to really bother her. So no matter when I film, you're going to have Nora noise. So I'm sorry about that, and hopefully it's not too distracting. You can see that I am using a little bit of some Shimmers products here. This is the Osei Can You See? And I love the Shimmers. I think it's a Vibes. I'm pretty sure it's a Vibes, but I love it. It's like one of my favorite colors. And so I use that as just a little bit of extra, you know what? The mixed media paid layout layer adds a nice dimension to a traveler's notebook, especially when you're doing something that's so flat and you don't really want to add a bunch of stuff to it. So doing something like watercolors or any type of packaging technique really helps kind of tie all of that in together with another added layer without the dimension. And then I'm just going to add the date, and I pre-wrote my journaling on one of the tabs that also came from my kit. Everything that I use actually came from my kit today. I was very proud of myself. And it just, again, talks about exactly like I said, how I cleaned all morning. So my treat was cookie dough and getting to play with my kids. And I'm just going to use a little cluster with this heart there and the tab. And then I'm going to add my sequins as my final touch here. And the sequins I'm using, you can't actually get quite yet. They will be available in November, so really soon. But I believe they're called Birthday and Celebration. And they are awesome, and they're perfect for birthdays. They have that color scheme to them. But what I loved about them is that bottom layer of pattern paper that I used, that Paige Evans one, I layered my sequins on there for added like circles to it. And it's just very fun and whimsical, and definitely said everything I wanted this layout to say and kind of be about. So I'm very excited, and Birthdays and Balloons, that's what it's called. And I love it. So if it's a sequence mix that you like, keep your eye out for it, because it will be available and in the shop in November. Don't forget, if you haven't seen any of Kelly's layouts, you go check them out. And I will be back next week and be back in with a fall themed layout for you. Bye!